Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Want to do some updates on what's going on in the world of rig sports, both NBA and NHL, and the world of scripted news. We'll talk about the Blackhawk Helicopter down on the golf course in Maryland. Anyhow, the Cleveland Cavaliers played the Pacers last night, improving to 2-0 in the series, winning both games at home. Last night they won in Cleveland, Ohio with 117 points, winning 117 to 111. What I'm going to do is in the description, I'm going to link the video I made October 26, 2016, the morning after the first games played of the 71st season of the NBA. The Cavs won their opening night game against New York with 117 points. I talked about how Ohio in Jewish gematria sums to 117. So does Undertaker, and you might recall that Undertaker was at Game 1. That was one of the big news stories, that the Undertaker was there to support LeBron James. You might recall in the summer earlier NBA Finals where the Cavs defeated the Warriors, LeBron James got flack for wearing a WWE Undertaker t-shirt the day of the Orlando shooting. People thought that that was a poor fashion choice. Undertaker. Remember, the story was that that was the most casualties in an act of terrorism since September 11th, Orlando, Florida, June 12th. So anyway, 117, I talked about how significant this number is, how it recurs with the Cavs. Here they are taking a 2-0 lead with 117 points. As for beating the Pacers with 111, also significant because we're in the time of the playoffs. The NBA Finals has gematria of 111. And remember, in Sumerian gematria is where you multiply ordinal times 6. The NBA Finals is 666. Last year, LeBron became the first player to go to 6 straight NBA Finals since 66 when Bill Russell did it. In Revelation of the Bible, the 66th book, it teaches about the number of the beast, which is 666. Just notice LeBron equals 66 in English ordinal. And if you write out LeBron James, 66 in reverse reduction. And if I'm not mistaken, the Cavs won Game 1 with 114 points. I guess we could look real quick. Maybe they closed out their season with a 114-point win. Oh, they won with 109 the other night. That's the 29th prime number, and Ohio equals 29. They had a recent 114-point win. 83, the 23rd prime. The last time I covered a Cavs win, it was when they won with 114. I was talking about that lesson. I've lost track of time, but it was sometime recent the Cavs won with that score. Anyhow, we're talking about the April 17th game. 117 points, the significance of this number, how it recurs. Notice, in this 117-point win, LeBron James played 42 minutes, and his team made 42 buckets. 42 of 76, that's a pretty good shooting night. LeBron James in gematria sums to 42, just like the name Bill Russell. Again, Bill Russell, the last player to go to 6 straight finals, back in the days of Celtics dominance. If you read Revelation, again, the 66th book of the Bible that teaches about 666, the beast rules for 42 months. You know, this number has a relationship with the beast. 42 in numerology is 4 plus 2 equals 6. We're talking about 666. So, that establishes, last night's 117-point win. LeBron logging 42 minutes, the team making 42 points. As I always say, these games are scripted to the point, scripted to the box score. You can watch, my game from opening night and what I said, and to watch out for that number. And you can go back and watch my videos from the last 2 seasons of the NBA that I've been doing this. Talked about 117 a lot. So, also in the news, this Blackhawk helicopter crash. This happened on Trump's 88th day of being president. Trump has gematria of 88. Just like helicopter crash has gematria of 88 if you take into account the S exception, or what's called the single reduction on the calculator Derek's built here. On the 88th day of Trump's presidency, we get a Blackhawk helicopter crash. I put out a video on this last night, And someone had said, hey, Zach, Patrick Kane for the Chicago Blackhawks wears number 88. Coincidence? And I said, well, maybe. Let's look. You know what's funny is yesterday I put out a rare video on the NHL, and I brought up how the Blackhawks were connected to Obama, and that's why they won so much during his administration. And then later the same day, we get a Blackhawk helicopter crash that seems to have a riddle with the NHL. So check this out. Patrick Kane in gematria sums to 188. Don't overlook the 88 sequence. Bavarian Illuminati equals 188. Been talking about Trump and the Bavarian Illuminati all year. Patrick Timothy Kane II, his full name, having gematria like National Hockey League. Just did a video on how Sidney Kane's a Manchurian, why he wears the number 87. Another number very special to the National Hockey League. Check out that video. It's only 3 minutes long. There's a lot of things that are interesting here, but this is most interesting. Notice his birth numerology, 137, which is the 33rd prime number. Chicago Blackhawks, who he plays for, have gematria of 137, and Blackhawk Helicopter Crash also has gematria of 137. And of course, this has a lot to do with Trump and Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. has the gematria of 137. White House has the gematria of 137. Authority. You see, there's riddles here. And as I've always been explaining, the world of news is scripted in accordance with the professional sports leagues. And these rituals are always going on together. So Patrick Kane right now, the hockey player, is playing very bad. People are saying, this is some of the worst performance of his career. I was just reading about it this morning. And I'm thinking about this. Okay, he's playing horrible. The helicopter crashes. Are the Blackhawks, who've been very winning in the NHL, going to fall out of the playoffs after this series? Or is Patrick Kane going to flip the script? We learn from observing. Every year I learn more, and as I've explained from the beginning, I'm a student of my work. I'm constantly learning and applying it more. And just watch, from the beginning of my video channel to the present, it's always been good, but it's always gotten better. Something I talked about, 2-3 years ago when I made a video on the Blackhawks and them winning so much. I talked about how Patrick Kane had the same gematria as Chicago, And I probably also likely talked about his birth numerology in Chicago Blackhawks. Have to go back and watch that video. It's been years. But this is how it is, These rituals, they're so well synced up. They're so well planned out. They're so well coordinated. And the reason so many people just dismiss this is because they go, well, you could never coordinate all that. Wrong. You're wrong. You don't know what's going on in the world. You don't understand that the powers that shouldn't be are using the world like it's their chessboard, growing human beings as if they're animals on a farm to fulfill positions, from sports to the White House. It's a world of Manchurians. I don't know if they can really clone people. They told us they could clone a sheep 20 years ago, so if they could clone that, I don't see why not a human, but these people are doing things, ritually birthing people, maybe even growing them in test tubes, who knows? But it's being done, and it's all being planned out way in advance. It's why they got Patrick Kane wearing number 88, playing on the Blackhawks. This whole script was written a long time ago. It wasn't just written overnight or last week or, let's put this together real quick. We're living out a script. That's what I've been explaining to people. My work is undeniable proof of this. The sports are all scripted. The news is all scripted. It's all a continuation. It's always the same repetitive numbers. How many videos do I have on Donald Trump in 88? Then on his 88th day of being president, we get a helicopter crash by the numbers? Some other things I noticed about Timothy Kane in regards to Trump, his birthday is 216 days from today, later this year. Trump had his convention in the Cleveland area code, 216. We were just talking about 666, number of the beast. Go back and watch my video on the Blackhawks and Obama. It's all about 666. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. And this happened on April 17th, or 17/4s, it's written in most parts, looking like 174. Number of the beast, what 666 is called, has gematria of 174. Just like, and also don't overlook the 66. It's taught about in the 66th book of the Bible, Revelation. The verse begins, "Here is wisdom, period, 66, which teaches about number of the beast. But anyway, yesterday, the date of this news, April 17th, number of the beast connection, 666 connection. We're talking about LeBron winning by the numbers, logging 42 minutes. We're talking about a helicopter crash synced up with Patrick Kane, 216 days from his birthday. It's also 149 days from his last birthday. That's a number of significance. It connects to a number of things, even my own name that I use for this channel, which I didn't do on purpose. I mean, when I picked my name, I only knew so much about gematria. But 149, significant number we talk about a lot. I was just talking about Revelation yesterday in the sports videos I did with the Warriors, and how Jeff Van Gundy yelled out Revelation after the Warriors won with 121 points. The 149 gematria on Revelation. Revelation is where the city of Philadelphia gets its name from, that the Warriors are originally from. But notice the 149 sequence. The word Revelation also has the gematria 49, New York established July 26th in history in the year 1788. 7 plus 26 is 33, plus 88 is 121. If you do the full date, it was a plus 17 more. It was a date with 138 numerology. And again, Donald Trump, Mr. New York, announced his campaign from president from his 58-story Trump Tower for the 58th presidential election, which he won with an asterisk. It's all scripted. But again, yesterday's date also had the 58 numerology, that special number to Freemasonry. If you missed the video I did on the Blackhawk helicopter crash, I'll link that down below. I put that out last night. Real quick, just so I don't forget, Chicago Blackhawks has gematria of 322, and the golf course it crashed at, Bretton Bay Golf Course 223, the reflection, those special numbers to Freemasonry. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? Bretton Bay Golf Course, the small way, is also 88, just like helicopter crash. On Trump's 88th day, a crash on a golf course, with 88 gematria. In Maryland, 88. The Republican Party, 88, like Trump. George Washington, the first recognized president of the 33rd degree Freemason. Isn't it just, it's too much, right? And then number 88 on the Blackhawks, playing so terribly. Are the Blackhawks Obama's team? Might be another riddle there. They won a lot during the time of Obama with the Chicago connections, and then the Blackhawk helicopter crashes once Trump's the president. Part of an ongoing narrative, Think about it. Think about it. So that's all for now, Truth Seeker. Your sports are scripted, your news are scripted. If you don't believe me, it's not about believing. It's about thinking. It's about recognizing what's coincidence and what's beyond coincidence. Is it coincidence that I'm talking about how significant 117 is? And then the Cavs win with 117 points? And with regards to them winning game one with 109, I've talked about 109 and 29 with the Cavs a number of times too. They might have won their first playoff game last year with 109 points. Go back and look it up. Closed out the season with that amount maybe. 109, the 29th prime. Ohio got that gematria of 29. Cleveland, the 216 area code. Number of the beast. 6 times 6 times 6 on April 17th. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.